Hello everyone. So for this week, we're going to work on writing equations of lines. And the generic general equation for a line is y equals mx plus b. So what we have to substitute in for is for our m, which is our slope, and our y-intercept, which is b. So if we look at our first equation here, we're going to always start with y equals mx plus b. Now we got to substitute it in. So we're always going to have our y equals, now we need m, remember, as our slope. So we're going to have a negative 5 here. We keep our x, so that stays with x. And our y-intercept is our b, which is 2. So we just put plus 2. So our final equation is y equals negative 5x plus 2. Now let's look at example 2. So we're going to start with y equals mx plus b. So y equals, our slope is a negative 1/2, so we're just going to put negative 1/2. I'm going to put x. And our y-intercept is a negative 2, so we write negative 2. So our equation of the line is y equals negative 1/2 x minus 2. Now, what I want you guys to try on your own is you're going to do for a slope of 2/3 and a y-intercept of negative 5. So pick the answer that would have a slope of 2/3 and a y-intercept of negative 5. So we should have chosen when we tried this out. So we're going to have y equals mx plus b. We should have y equals, so 2/3, what is our slope? X minus 5. So that should have been your answer that you chosen. So let's look at a couple different types of examples. Now we got zeros in there. So we're going to look at y equals mx plus b. And our slope is 0. So that's our m. So we're going to have y equals 0, x. And our y-intercept is 3. So that's our b. So plus 3. So this can be simplified because anything times 0 is 0. So this would just be y equals 3 because this would just go away. Now let's look at this final example here, 4. So y equals mx plus b. So y equals, our slope is 1/3, so 1/3. We keep our x, and y-intercept is 0. So that's there. But we don't have to really put plus 0, so we can just write y equals 1/3 x. And that's your final equation. Now I want you to try this one on your own. So we're going to have a slope of 0 and a y-intercept of negative 2. So choose the answer that has a slope of 0 and a y-intercept of negative 2. So when you guys worked on this one, you should have y equals mx plus b. So y equals, our slope is 0, x, then we have minus 2. This gets simplified to y equals negative 2. So that should have been your choice. That's the correct answer. All right, so let's take a look at, so that's when we had given a slope and a y-intercept. Now we're going to try to take a look at these. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so these graphs are a little bit bigger. So what we want to do is we're still going to do our y equals mx plus b. We're just going to find, we know what our y-intercept is. We're going to count out our slope, and then we can write down our equation. So we know that we're going to have y equals mx plus b. Now the easy one is our y-intercept. That's where it crosses. So if we look there, it crosses right at a 2. So we know we're going to have a plus 2 for our y-intercept. So we're always going to have a y. Now we got to find our slope. So we know that right at that spot, we're at a 2. So let's count to our next point, which would be about right here. That's our next solid point. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So up 4 over 5 means it's 4 over 5. So we do 4 over 5x. And that's our equation for that line. So let's take a look at this next one. So we're going to start with y equals mx plus b. Now the y-intercept's always easy to find. It's where it crosses the y-axis. So that's going to be a negative 2. We're going to have a y equals. Now let's just find 2 points. So here's one point that's right on the crosshairs, and there's another point. We're going to go up 1, 2. So up 2, that's our top number. And it's over 1, 2, 3. 3. So it's 2 over 3x minus 2. Now these are positive slopes because we are going uphill. Now that we're going downhill, we're going to have negatives. So again, we have our y. So y equals mx plus b. Now our y-intercept is at the 2. So we're still going to have a plus 2 there. We're going to have a y. Now we know our slope is going to be negative because it's going down. So I'm going to start with my negative. Now how many do I go down? So the next point would be right there. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3. Then over 1. So we can just write negative 3 over 1x. And that gives us that. All right, so what I want you to try to do is come up with, let me get rid of this so we can see this one better. So I'm going to zoom in on this one over here that I want you guys to try on your own. So I want you to determine where the y-intercept is, and then the slope, and then write the equation of the line. And then choose the answer that's the best answer given. All right, so when we take a look at this one, our y-intercept is 0. So we're going to have y equals mx plus b, and our y-intercept is 0. We got y equals, now we have to find the slope. So let's see, we have a good point right here and a good point right here. So we're going to go up 1, 2. So up 2 and then over 1. So it'd be 2 over 1, and that's a positive, so it's going to be positive. So 2 over 1x plus 0. And as we remember from up above, when we have a 0, we can get rid of it. So it'd just be 2 over 1x for your final answer. And that's how we go through and do writing the equation of a line. So after this, you'll have another assignment to do more practice of this. Good luck with it. And if you have any questions, let me know.